This tutorial is for 5th grade Module 2, Lesson 26. In this lesson, I'm going to use mental math and logical thinking to answer the questions. We're going to see a pattern form as I complete each row of division. We'll start with 4 divided by 2, which is a basic fact. We know that answer is 2. When I move to the next question, I see it's 40 divided by 20. I can think of this as 4 tens divided by 2 tens, which again the answer would be 2. 2 groups of 20 equal 40. 400 divided by 200 then is also 2. 2 groups of 200. In the next row I have 16 divided by 4, another basic fact, which is 4. I move on to 160 divided by 40, which is also 4, because 4 groups of 40 would equal 160. And in the last question, 1,600 divided by 400, I can think of 1,600 as 1600s. Well, if I have 4 groups of 400, I have 1600. In the next row, 42 divided by 7, the basic fact is 6. 420 divided by 70 would also be 6. 6 groups of 70 would be 420. And 4,200 divided by 700 would also be 6. I can think of 4,200 as 4200s. 6 groups of 700 would be 4200s, or 4,200. Next we have some true-false questions. I'm actually going to come up with the true or false without completely working out each answer. Here's what I mean. The first one says 45 divided by 9 is equal to 450 divided by 90. I know this is true because if I take 45 times 10, I get 450. If I take 9 times 10, I get 90. So since I increased each number by 10, I know that I end up with the same answer. So it is true that 45 divided by 9 is the same as 450 divided by 90. So as long as I change each number in the same way, I'm going to get the same answer. Here's another example. Here I have 64 divided by 8. Again, I took 64 times 10 to get 640. I took 8 times 10 to get 80. Since I changed each number in the same way, my equation stays true. And one more example. Here I have 250 divided by 5. Well, I go from 250 to 250, which is no change. Here I took 5 times 10 to get 50. Since I did not do the same thing to both numbers, I know that my equation is false. We'll use that same line of thought as we work on the decimal problems. I start with 4 and 5/10 divided by 9 is equal to 45 divided by 90. If I take 4 and 5/10 times 10, I get 45 because each digit moves one place value to the left. If I take 9 times 10, I get 90. So I changed each number in the same way. Each number became 10 times greater, so that kept my equation true. In the next problem, I have 64 divided by 8/10 is equal to 640 divided by 8. In order to go from 64 to 640, I would have to multiply that by 10. When I take 8/10 times 10, I get 8. I took each number and multiplied it by 10, and that kept my equation true. In the next question, I have 2 and 5/10 divided by 5/10 is equal to 25 divided by 5. If I take 2 and 5/10 times 10, I get 25. If I take 5/10 times 10, I get 5. Again, I did the same thing to both numbers. That keeps the equation true. Down here, I have 2 and 7/10 divided by 30. If I take 2 and 7/10 times 10, I get 27. If I take 30 times 10, I get 300. Well, this does not show 300, so I did not change both numbers in the same way. So this equation is false.